Before I start this video, I want to say a big, huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. I just recently hit 100 subscribers, and I'm really quite proud of that. And I'm proud of it because at no point on this YouTube channel have I ever really stooped to making bullshit clickbait videos, well, except for that one Cardi B video, but that was a lot of fun to do. And moving forward, I hope to continue to stick to my original vision for this channel, which is to talk about some of the records that I pick up, but also albums that I think are worth checking out. So to everyone who has subscribed, thank you very much. Hopefully you'll enjoy some new content. And yeah, today's video, yeah, it's another recent record pickups video. Enjoy! What's going on, everybody? This is Sean of Raw Select Music. Yet again, I am back with more records that I just picked up from Jet Set. I've got a ton of goodies that I want to share with you today, so I'm not going to waste any more time with an introduction, and let's just jump into it. All right, starting things off today, let's go through some of the 45s that I picked up because I think I got some 45s that are worth sharing. And this first one is a record I really don't know anything about, but I know the label Dope Brother, which I believe is Kenny Dope's label, and this is a track by Freeway, The Freeway, We Can Do It, and it's just some super drum heavy funk with an extended drum break intro, which I'm going to share with you right now. This was exactly the kind of record that I was looking for. I've been looking for more drum break records these days just because they're fun to play out. And plus, that's just sort of the stuff that I'm really into. And this is just hard-hitting, easy to listen to, really fun. Anybody can get behind. Funk and soul. So yeah, Freeway, We Can Do It. Run across it. Definitely pick this up because this is some solid-ass shit. So another addition to my 7-inch collection, we've got Mike James Kirkland, Hang On In There, Part 1 and 2. I immediately recognized this track from Conan Amir's On Track Volume 5 DJ mix, and this was a track that always stuck out to me from that mix. And without even knowing the name of the song, I was flipping through Jet Set's online record store, which is pretty entertaining in and of itself because it has little listening samples, much like you'd be able to listen to a record at the store. As soon as I heard the sample track for this record, I immediately knew that I needed to pick this up. So as you can tell, it's a bit of a mellow groover, but I really like the arrangement on it. I really like the strings. It's very reminiscent of like a Charles Stepney production. And it's a cool little message track. It's got a really nice groove to it, and I like Kirkland's vocals on this. I'm not that familiar with Groove Merchant or Love and Hate, but I've known about them for the longest time, and thankfully Jet Set has a whole slew of records from the series, so I'm definitely going to be grabbing more of these in the future and definitely be on the lookout for them in these recent record pickups videos. Alright, last from the funk and soul side of things, I had to get this because I'm a big fan, as I've said in multiple videos, of buying shit on 7-inch so that way I can get rid of the LP. And one LP that I've been wanting to ditch for the longest time is Go For Your Guns, the Isley Brothers, because pretty much the only reason to own this record, unless you're a big fan, is for Footsteps in the Dark. And now, not only do I have it on 7-inch, I've got doubles of it. So having this track on 7-inch and doubles means that I can run doubles of it, which is always a lot of fun. But two, I don't need the LP anymore because that was pretty much the entire reason that I was holding on to it. I don't think I really need to explain this track, but don't sue. I think that's all that I'm legally able to play before I get hit by the copyright police. But I'm not monetized, so it doesn't really matter. Well, I don't think I need to talk at length about how amazing the song Footsteps in the Dark is. I will say that the one cool thing about this 7-inch is on the flip side, there's a copy of Between the Sheets on here. So I've got two classic Isley Brothers samples on 7-inch, and now I don't need to buy Between the Sheets. So if you ever run across these seem to be a recent reissue. I don't know if they're Japan Japan specific, but yeah. I mean, this one's a no-brainer. Last of my 7 inches, we have a Jazzy Sport release. This is Dr. Oop and Buddha Monk. Dangerous. I picked it up because it was cheap, and I'm a big fan of Buddha Monk's productions. The vocal side's pretty cool, but I mean, I mostly picked it up because of the instrumental, which thankfully is on the 7-inch. I'm gonna play it for you right now. So as you can tell, the production on here is pretty much like sort of a hip-hop dub fusion. Heavy bass line, minimal sample, and it hits pretty nicely for a track that's only about 80 BPM. I picked it up also because it was pretty cheap, and if you ever run across it, definitely grab this one because it's a nice addition to any Japanese hip-hop slash J Dilla-ish production style hip-hop aficionado. We're glad to add this one to the collection. Next, let's get into all the LPs that I picked up, and this is easily the most hip-hop heavy order that I've done in a while. So I'm gonna start off with the one outlier that I have. This is Jenko Nilovic, Pop Impressions. This is a obscure library record that I'd been eyeballing for quite some time, and since I had been ordering so much hip-hop, I figured I should probably get something that mixes up all the records that I've been buying. I haven't listened to this one all that much, but the little bit of this record that I have, this might actually be my new favorite library record. So move over, Renee Costi. No disrespect to Renee Costi. So that track that I just played was Sacha Pacha. It's the second track on the A side on this record, and it pretty much explains better than I ever could why I buy library records. Hard drums, unusual cinematic arrangements. I mean, that second track in and of itself was pretty much reason alone to pick this guy up. But I can't wait to go through the rest of this record because some of the arrangements that I've heard from it so far are really unique and different from a lot of the other library records that I've heard, and if it has more tracks like that one that I just played on it, this might end up being my new favorite library record. So if you're looking to get into the world of library music, not a bad one to start with, other than going out and picking up a compilation. Next up, we have a record that I know literally nothing about. This is URBS, which I always try to say is UBRS. This is the Remix Volume 1 EP. I picked it up originally because I wanted this Frank Sinatra remix that's on here, and oddly enough, that didn't end up being my favorite track on here. I've actually listened to it a few times now, and surprisingly, the track that I like the most on here so far is the original version of Hands Up featuring Big Earth and R.A. the Rugged Man. Pretty happy with this purchase. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was like 15 bucks, and it's got some stuff that I can play out. It sounds nice. It's got some of the boom bap stuff, the Frank Sinatra remix, solid, just as I predicted, and it's got all the instrumentals on the B side as well. I don't know what else to say about this record other than if you stumble across it and you're just looking for some solid underground hip hop, can't go wrong with this one. Next up, we have a record that I had been eyeballing for quite some time. This is Pep Band War, and the reason I really wanted to pick it up is the first track, Zoo, just seemed like the sort of track that would be perfect for a club setting. It's the perfect mix of like electronic music, sort of a dubstep-y style, and hip-hop. Recently, I've been sort of looking for more records in that vein, and this fit the bill perfectly. Yeah, this basically had everything that I was looking for. It's bass heavy, it's hard hitting. Some of the slower tracks on here are really, really cool. It does come with a CD, which is pretty rare these days, and I will end up listening to this record and giving you my full thoughts and opinions on it at some point. For now, given the little cursory listen that I've given this record, yeah, I'd say FlexFab, Manwar, I don't know, is worth listening. All right, next up is the record that was largely responsible for this latest order of records. It's that new one from DiBiase. This is Bonus Levels. I'm a huge fan of DiBiase as a producer. I want to get more of his records, but unfortunately most of them aren't available in Japan, which is borderline criminal as far as I'm concerned, because he's one of the best beat makers out there. And considering that this whole record is based around video game samples, that sort of shit's just right up my alley. So I'll stop talking and let's get into this guy. Yeah, again, I don't know what else more to say about this record. DiBiase is just on another level when it comes to his production. So yeah, if you ever run across this and you're a fan of video game inspired hip hop beats, Bonus Levels, DiBiase, definitely worth picking up. All right, next up is a record that I know literally nothing about, and I bought it purely because I'm familiar with the series that it's a part of, and that is the House Shoes and Street Corner Music Gift Series. This is Volume 6, Cream of the Beats. I have not listened to this record. I am going purely based on the fact that I'm a huge fan of the Gift series, and I haven't been let down by one of these releases yet. I recently had to place an order for something other than records on Amazon, and this was about 20 bucks, so I figured what the hell, I'll pick it up. And you can think of this as a Raw Select Music first reaction video, because I am literally hearing this record for the first time. Let's see what it's got. Jesus. What the fuck was that? Yeah, as expected, this record didn't let me down. My number one frustration when it comes to a lot of these types of records is they really seem like, in terms of using them for DJing, they're really better suited for digital DJs because you can edit them and play back the edits, make them longer. Considering on one side of this record there are over 10 tracks, and on the other side of the record there are well over 10 tracks, it does make for some difficulties when DJing, since you're gonna have to be on top of your game and knowing exactly what you're gonna want to play after the song is over, because these songs are gonna be really, really short. Still, that doesn't affect the quality of that track that I just heard, and I'm really looking forward to listening to this, and I'm really happy to add this to the collection, because once again, the Gift series from Street Corner Music and House Shoes, another sure shot. The last record that I wanted to share with you is a record that I think I'm gonna have to listen to truly appreciate, because my cursory listen of this Obliv retrospective record left me feeling a little bit cold. Not to say that it's bad by any stretch of the imagination, but the one thing that I've been sort of worried about with buying a lot of instrumental hip hop or beat music or whatever you want to call it is that there's a lot of sort of just average stuff out there, and I feel like I've been polluting my collection with a lot of just average instrumental hip hop records. And so far, there isn't really one particular track that's wowing me all that much. There's one song that really stands out to me, but I don't know. I'll let you be the judge. Overall, it seems like it's a decent enough record. I really like that one track that I just played, but overall this record has just sort of left me with a it's alright sort of feeling. And quite honestly, what I've been trying to avoid when it comes to buying instrumental hip hop these days is a feeling of just sort of it's alright, and I've been looking to buy more standout stuff, but that could just be my initial once over cursory listen of the record. I'm still willing to sit down and give it a shot. I do really want to listen to it, and and get some stronger feelings and opinions about this record. But overall, out of all the records that I picked up this time around, I'm kind of just okay with this one. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching. If you've listened to any of the records that I've talked about in this video, please let me know what you thought about them down in the comments. If you want to check any of these records out for yourself, please head over to my WordPress or Steemic blogs, because that's where I post audio links to any of the records that I talk about. And as always, please head over to my Mixcloud, where you can check out Raw Select Radio, which is basically the audio component of this Raw Select brand. And I'm going to say that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching. My battery is about to die, and I am too lazy to re-record this video. So until the next video, peace out!